Welcome to the Gay Motivation podcast. I'm Alexander Paul Burton, and today we're talking about resilience and the Q factor. Let me start with something simple. Most gay men I know aren't tired because they're weak. They're tired because they are resisting noise all day long. Noise from comparison. Noise from subtle prejudice. Noise from always being slightly on guard, even when nothing is openly hostile. In my own writing, I describe this as living in a high entropy state. That is, too much input, too little recovery. And for years, we've been told that the goal that we're seeking is survival. It is endurance. It is getting through. But survival is a low bar. What if the real work isn't surviving the noise, but learning how to stay stable inside it? In early 2025, a serious academic study was published in the Computational and Structural Biotechnology journal. It was led by a researcher named Alex Escola-Gascon, excuse my pronunciation, and processed using IBM's Brisbane supercomputer. The study looked at something that most people don't expect science to touch: how deep connection affects the human mind. The researchers studied 106 pairs of identical twins. The link to the study is in the description. They used simplified quantum models, small entangled systems, to see whether closely connected people showed measurable alignment in learning, focus, and adaptation. What does this all mean? Well, here's the part that matters. When systems were treated as isolated, under pressure, disconnected, overstimulated, performance broke down. Stress increased randomness, and order disappeared. This is called decoherence in physics. And to be honest, it struck a chord with me because it describes a lot of gay people's lives. You're not broken as a person. You're being constantly forced to be in a state of high noise, high alert. You're not getting real rest. Entropy is a cosmic concern. It isn't personal. It just pulls systems apart. But when those systems were connected, when the link between people actually mattered, something changed in the study. The researchers introduced a measurement that they called the Q factor, and it tracked how alignment and shared stability existed in the system. What they found was clear. And again, you can check the study yourself. But what they found was clear. Connection led to more order, more predictability, better performance. And there was an over 25% improvement in learning and adaptability when connection was present. A quick side note, I still have a bad throat after a cold a month ago, or a flu. But that 25% improvement is significant. But what does this mean in plain language? Well, it means we're not operating alone. Basically what it means. And our brains work better when they're connected to each other than when we talk to each other, when we build connections. But this supports something that gay men already know in their bones. Your resilience isn't just shared, personal. It's shared. We're not strong despite each other, we are stronger because of each other. And even small connections make a difference. I'm not saying go out onto the streets and start campaigning. What I'm saying is even small connections between each other matters. In my podcasts, in the Gay Motivation in particular, I talk a lot about balance. Not constantly looking for happiness, not pretending things don't hurt, but choosing stability. Think of it as a middle state, not chaos, not the collapse of the waveform. But here's where it becomes practical. When you create something, a poem, it could be a meal, a body that you respect and that other people respect at the gym or in sports, a calm home, a routine that grounds yourself. You're not just distracting yourself, you're creating order, which in turn is something that's solid. And solid things hold shape. They hold shape. And because we're connected emotionally, socially, culturally, that act doesn't stop with a single person. It spreads. It spreads, and it turns sadness into something real to make it easier for someone else to steady themselves. You're not just ignoring it. It's not just poetic, it's a practical thing. It's practically useful and beneficial to turn sadness into something, to create order and beauty. So here's something you can put into practice. It's the challenge for you. I call it the 45-minute crossover, and it comes from the study. 45 minutes a day where you can step out of the noise. Don't look at your phone. Get off Instagram. Stop comparing yourself. Stop looking at posts. Stop posting. Ignore the background tension. Focus on something constructive instead. Movement, creation, cleaning, clean the apartment, training, writing. Not perfection, just presence in the moment. I hate self-help, and this isn't supposed to be that. This podcast is not self-help. This is about maintenance. It's about recognizing the small things around you. Because every time you choose beauty over chaos, you're not just improving your mood. You're strengthening the whole network. You're honoring connection, organizing your inner world, and doing quiet work that keeps the community steady. This is backed by science. You can check the study below. You're not waiting to be saved. You're not merely surviving history. You're shaping it. You're not just a silent observer moving through this world. Every small deliberate act of goodness is a choice, and that choice turns noise into something that holds. This was a brief podcast. My voice hurts, so I can't speak too much. You can check out the study below. The main point, really, and the summary of this whole podcast, is to create connection. And it doesn't mean going out onto the streets screaming loudly at protests. It means creating connection online, but not in a way where you're just comparing or liking on, when you want to get through the noise. So spend time meditating, spend time thinking about other people, observing the world in your own way, and create those small deliberate acts that create goodness. You can shape stuff around you. It's not that revolutionary, and it is backed by science. So thanks for listening to today's podcast, or YouTube rather, and my apologies for my voice. Thanks for listening. This has been Alex for the Game Motivation podcast. Happy Christmas and Merry New Year. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, rather.